Hello. How you doing? Welcome to a new live stream. My name is John. Skippy Limcool. Hands together, head bowed. We are going to have some fun today programming Omnisphere. I have given myself a goal of making at least 4 patches in this live stream. Fingers crossed, right? But anyway, welcome. Hey, welcome Hinky. Welcome Kaxa. Good to see you guys. So, and I also will show you some of the patches created by our lovely users that have contributed. A whole bunch of you guys, not as many as I would have expected, but you know, it's April and maybe people are busy and, you know, we haven't done these in a while. Hey, Tom, Sunny Phoenix, right on. So we are having fun. Signs of Life is a rather adventurous library. Like I showed last week, I kind of went through the overall scope of it. A trip to Costa Rica, field recorder, my daughter, camera. I wish I would have had my drone, but couldn't carry everything. Just too much stuff in the space. But I've also got the Signs of Life demo I'm going to show you guys, and then we're going to make patches. I also want to point out, just because it only has a handful of days left, the Monarch library at my website is still available for $20. It will be $29 after Wednesday. I did a little demo just showing off the bases because I made a whole bunch of bases for Birdland and stuff. So let me play this real quick. This is just a little demo song with a handful of the bases. Here's the Birdland base. So that's the basses and the sounds in here. I ain't gonna sing it. I am not Diana Ross. I automated parameters. Getting funky. All right, so those bases and many more. There's all the classical stuff that I've shown. There's the demos at the Monarch website. These are really cool, the classical ones. You gotta try the Brandenburgs and so forth. It's actually well, I'm not gonna say anything because I haven't done it yet. I'm very good at saying stuff when I haven't done it yet and getting in trouble, so I'm not gonna do that. So that is available. There is a secret just blowout sale on one of the bundles. You'll have to find it. I'm not gonna announce it in this video. It's only been announced on Facebook. It's a banner at VI Control and to my newsletter. So if you subscribe to my newsletter, you've heard about this, where you can get an incredible bundle of 3 libraries for the price of 1. But if I, like I said, I'm not going to announce it here, but hey, Big E, you're late. Usually I'm the one that's late. Yeah, Dirk Master was there. There's all sorts of fun little demo songs. Hi, Ivar. Welcome, everybody. So today is going to be kind of an insane day. I'm leaving on Thursday for New Orleans. New Orleans Jazz Festival turns 50. My girlfriend turns 50. She wanted to do this for her 50th, so off we go. We're going to do Jazz Fest. The day I get back from Jazz Fest, the very next day, I leave for Berlin for Super Booth. And I will be given the performance stage. There's a little stage in the Uhi room at 5 o'clock, 17 o'clock each day. to show you the new plugin that I'm going to be releasing third quarter of this year. It is something really, really cool that I can't tell you about yet, but it's kind of a really cool direction I get to continue my adventure. It was one of these things. Shane has, as you know, done these really cool MIDI effects that are free at the website. We've got the ModMate for those of you that want to get into multi-controllers without having hardware, or so if you just want to click all these buttons right here, and all of a sudden I'm sending MIDI, 4 MIDI CCs on my modulation wheel. Just so easy to use. And I don't even have it set up, so I should set it up. I need to get Show MIDI set up. So, hey, it's my kid. She's so cute. I love my kid. Anyway, Show MIDI is another one that he did that is also free. So we have these two that are free, and then we're working on something that will not be free. And it is something that's kind of a holy grail to me that I never thought would be possible. That he said, no, it's not only possible, I have it working. So we're turning it into a real product. And so I'll be showing that. I will not be having a live stream for the next 2 weeks. This is the last live stream until sometime in the middle of May. Have a beignet for me. I will. Yeah, there's a lot of secrets going on. So I can't tell you what it is. It's really cool, and it's something that continues my path. Remember this. I'm having this path. This is my life adventure. I'm able to make sounds and share them with you. And I get to, that's a blessing to me, and it's a blessing to you. And it's the coolest situation I could possibly have hoped for life. And this continues that adventure in a cool, different way. I'll just say this. Making libraries for just one synthesizer is getting boring. And so this is something that is going to open up a really cool world. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say. Making libraries for one synth is boring. So you wait till you see what we're doing. It's pretty freaking insane. But back today on April 27th, the adventure we are having today is with one synthesizer. So we don't get a break out yet. That's coming. I'm working on patches for Signs of Life. I'll share with you what I have. I'll share with you. Let's start with the third party. You guys are just partying away. There's over 100 patches already. DPC is crazy, making all sorts of example things. So there's some really cool stuff all made from these 10, these 10 sound effects. And then the pads, which are here, which, as we showed you last week, can be taken all sorts of places. I'll just show you just some of the patches. Isn't that cool? So this is using the Altoids and nice snappy filter. And that. Very cool. Wow. Isn't that cool? Now the DP stuff, I have to come up here and turn it down because I don't know what his monitoring system is, but and he's in a different universe. It's like I go through DPC patches and There's some cool ideas in here. I take these and I usually will formulate and work on them to take them to different places. Hey Tim, hey Bernie, Harold. Was that there? Hello from Norway. Thanks for promoting my track, Floating. Oh yeah, Kajel, nice to see you. Oh, it's out now. Great. Yeah, if you listen to the demos for Beautifully Broken, there's a really cool track there from, I'm probably not saying your name, Kajel Ingebrigtsen. Such a cool name. Anyway, so a couple of the other patches that are here. This is really cool. Cool. Different. So Epic is definitely in the language of this library. It can do also. Cool. Oh, this is cool. One cool thing with the arpeggiator, if you don't know this, is it now has a setting that says once. So you can loop it, you can say chaos or once. So you can make fast arpeggiated runs that do their thing and stop. So we're starting at minus 24 semitones and then taking it up and then up to plus 24 because that's the max. They didn't give us more than 24 for the range. So it's a 4-octave glissando. And then some cool effects without the effects. Cool. Okay, that's very cool. I love once mode. Yeah. You can make all sorts of hits and all sorts of triggered things that do different things, stuff like that. All right, so you guys, you have until tomorrow night if you want to contribute. That's the third-party patches from you guys I have received, and I thank you for those. sol_demo@gmail.com is the email address. That's also found on the website. If you go to the website and you come over here and you hit the Science of Life demo, that email address is mentioned right here at soldemo@pluginguru.com. Sorry, I didn't mean Gmail. pluginguru.com, and they will get to me by tomorrow night, Monday. If I'm not going to release this library until I get back from Germany, so it's not coming out right away. But that's kind of the cutoff for you guys making. That way, I have time to compile everything, put it together, and finish the patches I want to make, which I will share with you what I have so far. Let me show you this first, because this is really fun. This is, there's a new modulation source called Bias. And I am using Bias in 2 places so that in a patch, this is not a multi, okay? I can do this. Ocean Wave. Calm the ocean when I want. So, by using bias, I am able to do filtering and amplitude work to get it so that the ocean has disappeared. As you can see how I've got the bias. If we come over here and actually see on amplitude, go over here, show bias. I have it set to the 4 times. So if I just hold down shift and click here, ocean's here. By the time I get to G, it's gone. You don't even hear it. And so up here I have, and then I have the guitar disappear, and I'm doing it the opposite. I have the volume down, and then I have bias going to the right, so that it starts with the volume down, and then as I go up the keyboard, see, it radically changes. So by the time I got to E, the first low note, and then I have it all, I don't have it on the other pad things. It just, this kind of drops out. I probably should have this drop down and fade out too, so that I can have just the ocean down there at that low note instead of having any, there's a little bit of crickets in there. I want it to just be the wave, but so we got that. Running on my oil can guitar is a similar. It's raining, and when I want thunder, and there's rain, and there's a vocal pad in there. Then I have some big string pad, which fades down into pulsing. All the way up mod wheel, all 4 controllers change because these are 4 controller patches. So you can make all sorts of cool effecty things. Stuff like that. Orbitralis Jungle Club. So that's insane. Symbolus. This is using the new ARP features. We'll be making something like that, I'm sure, during this live stream. At the Chocolate Factory. kind of thing. Anticipation is really pretty. And this is using, what is it? Is it layer D? Is this really cool, just a hard plate? If we were to play this without that, it's cool, but this gives it, and it's not a super big boomy thing, so that's cool. All right, there's more here. There's ones that we did last week. But I'm gonna start making patches because I said I was gonna make 4, and I've already wasted 22 minutes. So start from scratch, or I could start like you can from the Z patches that are inside the bonus library. Maybe I didn't put a Z in front of them, but I put a Z for now. Let's start with something. Let's start dark, all right? This is Death Call. And for this, I can definitely hear some sort of a filter doing something crazy. So let's go over to A. Let's change this to the filter, the power filter. And let's modulate this with an LFO, and then let's have the LFO be a random shape. Sync. And I want the rate to be 8th note. Now let's try some of these settings here. Maybe we'll modulate the resonance a little bit too with that same LFO 2. So we say LFO 2 from the full list, and then let's invert it. Cool. Now we can build something over the top of this. Let's do a nice slow pad. It's a sine wave now. Right? And we want to slowly fade back down to silence. And then instead of a boring sine wave, let's go into the library. Full Signs of Life library to the pads. And there's some really cool ones in here. I'm thinking maybe Dark Dreams. Try Purist. Here's Cahuita. No. And Storm's too much, I think. Falling? I like that. Let's do this. I've got a limiter and it's being hit really hard. So I'm going to turn this down so it doesn't duck the pad so hard. And I want to unmodulate this. This might be cool to try. We could try. Let's try something really weird. Let's go phrase. So this is inside of the core library. We're going to look through the PHRs and find something that could do something weird. And then we're going to find how to put this into it. Turn on the filter, go to a high pass filter. We just want some like weird. Now I'm going to try to tune it. There. Now let's drench it. Let's phase it. Maybe the pro phase. We just want something so while we're playing this weird. Just something weird and unsettling in it. You don't know what it is. And I hear this is a little hot, so let's bring this back a little bit. I might do this, in fact. Keep it strong. Turn down the low end here. Isn't that cool? So save patch as, this is a texture, but BPM texture. Space dialysis. Spatial dialysis. And this will go into textures playable. And then made during 4/27/19 live stream. Fun with the new samples live. Oh, and I missed an attribute group. It's not a kalimba. Soundscape. I don't know what you call this. Okay, so there's one. Okay, let's do an ARP one next. Let's go to, what do you guys think of that? I haven't even been watching the live stream. Looks more cool when on stage on a laptop. I mean, it doesn't quite handle your bread and butter type of stuff. You guys are having a good discussion over there. That's great. Keep it up. Let's play with this. Make like an EDM plucky thing and then maybe arpeggiate it. So we're going to modulate this with mod envelope 4. Turn off loop, turn off sync, turn on poly. Bring down the depth. Here's without it. Here's with it. And let's have the mod wheel, or let's have velocity. As I play harder velocities, that'll be fun with the arpeggiator. Now, I don't like the decay shape of the fade out, so I can go over here. See how I'm controlling the shape of the release? Generally think of it this way. The more exponential, the more like an acoustic instrument it is. The more flat it is, the more like an analog synthesizer it is. Just goes and stops. And then this is more artificial and just exaggerated. So it just depends on how the one caveat, by doing the more acoustic sounding like this, you have to make your release longer, which means it eats up more polyphony. So let's go to polyphony, let's set to 32. And I want to pair this with a synth wave, let's say. And I want it to be... And let's go down here to digital belly. And because we're going to use the arpeggiator, I'm going to randomize this. So it's going to go through the wavetable. Like that. I'm using the filter, so I only just get a bit. I needed to first make sure I heard the brightness frequencies that I want. And then I said, I'm going to control those with a fast EG, so it's snappy. Here's less snappy. So now when I go to the ARP, it's changing a bit. And I could get this to change even more. Let's randomize equally. Sample start. This just gives it life. If I turned off these two randomizers, let's go over here, I think it's on the second page. Mute, mute, no randomizing. Now I'm going to turn them on. Hear that life? It's alive now. And let's set these up to be a chord, like voicing 1. I can tell I need to have 16 steps. I love the new voicing things because this lets me make a combination of a mono arpeggiator that has chords. So go high, low. So when it says high, it plays the highest note of the chord, and when it says low, it plays the lowest note. So you can get some nice. Now, I want this to be more sensitive because I want that high note when I bring this velocity down to react more and get softer. So go to your amp, and the velocity by default is 50%. So let's make it like 75% for both layers. And by doing that, we've just upped the velocity sensitivity. So I can go over here, I can make this even softer. I just want it to be there a little bit so I could have, you know, this is the other thing I do when I'm doing this kind of stuff. I need to have contact drums. When I'm doing stuff, especially for music production that's like this, that's musical, I need to have a groove going. So I'll go over here. Let's use... I'm in Super Macho Drums. I'm going to use the ESW or the dope. Let's use the dope hip hop. And I'm going to slow it down because we're at 116, let's say like 90. And I will do just a groove from all the grooves. So let's go over here to the Super Macho Drums. We're in the kit area right here. We could see, where's hip hop? Hip hop. I like that. Just something simple. Now I can go over here and try it. Yeah, I don't like the glide. Try an inversion chord. Yeah. Now if I wanted this for hip hop, let's hit the link button. Make this delay be like a half note. And less depth, so it's more like a delay. So if I has to be at me 1, 2. Oh. So I'm gonna get rid of I don't want any delay on that at all because it's just getting in the way of the vibe. So let's let's go over here. I'm gonna just play the bass sound from Reactor from Monarch. Let's see here, go over here. Okay, I want to make this even more. It needs something else. Let me play in my bass line though really quick, because I like that. So measure 1. Now, what else can we add to this? Let's dirty up with the wave shaper. Yeah. Maybe I don't want quite so much of that to bring down the mix. Now it's got stuff in it, you know? And then we can do this. Let's have this down, bring these back up. Now let's bring these shorter, 8th note dot. And I'm gonna kill the low end on the reverb, so it's just a splash. So you can do that kind of stuff. Cool. I like that. You guys like it? All right, save patch as, this is a BPM synth. Can I jam with you? Yes, you can. Oh, I kind of extended my window too far. So let's get this to be smaller and all that stuff. Save. This is using an ARP. There's kind of a hit vibe to it, but not really. It's kind of melody. It's kind of organic, perky. I like that it just sits there, you know? It just has that cool vibe to it. You can, if I come over here, oh wait, I need to finish this. See, I love to do stuff and get carried away. So, it's not side chained. I don't want to do that. You don't do that for hip hop usually. Signs of life. Okay, just save it. I'll add comments. I'm not going to get 4 of these done if I go with comments. So we've got 2 done, right? We have spectral dialysis. And can I? All right, what else can we do? Let's do a pad. Just a simple pad. Let's take one of these that's set. This would be cool. Let's filter it to start. And let's show modulation and see if it's inverted. We want to invert it this other way. So yeah, I can open up the in fact, let me do this. Let me show open up ModMate. I'm going to turn this off because right now it was changing all these, which changes effects. Right? So I'm gonna have it back to just being normal, so it's just mod wheel. And there's times where, oh, let's see here, show MIDI. I probably inverted this too, yeah. There. And this. I don't want the resonance to get quite so high, so I can go from I can get all that. I want this to be something that has that possibility. So I'm modulating both cutoff and the cutoff offset because I needed to have more range than just what the knob has given me. Now let's have this have some motion in it. Let's modulate this with an LFO. Let me just say do an LFO. And then to make this interesting, I'm going to modulate the speed of the LFO with another LFO. And I want to control this range. I'm looking, as I see this, I'm seeing where I like what I hear. Right? Now, this is kind of like how you do EQing. Sometimes you'll like emphasize to hear what it's doing, so then you can take this depth so now it's just a motion in there, but it's not banging over the head like this. And maybe let's try something. Let's try random. And then let's combine this with a D50 sample, because 2.6 has all these cool D50 samples. So let's go D50. And we got to go up here and say core library. And here's all these D50 samples to play with. Yay! So let's take something like, maybe Staccato Heaven has a lot of cool frequency. Let's see what that sounds like. And I want this to be, it's very pure. I want it to be a little bit more interesting. So a harmonia, only one oscillator. I don't want two because that's a lot of polyphony. I just want one that's an octave lower. That gives it more weight. I like the chorus, but I want to add my favorite EQ, vintage 3-band. Set this to 100 and boom. And about nice smiley curve. And now when you combine I like it better as a triangle or something. And let's find something interesting harmonically to do. Let's try the ring mod. You can get some really cool stuff down here when it's really slow. And then try different modulator waveforms. Go to the complex ones. Now that's too much, right? So you have depth. Can you hear that? Wouldn't it be cool if something was doing that to that slider? That's what modulation is it's just you find a slider that you move and you go, oh, that's cool. I wish something was doing that for me so that I didn't have to sit here and do this all the time. That's what an LFO or an envelope can do. So we say modulate this with an LFO. And then we find the range. It's really slow stuff, right? So it's just gonna pop up and like give you these cool frequencies every now and then, right? So if I combine that with its non-linearity it's doing, now I'm starting to get somewhere. And then on top of this, let's just add one more element that I think might be nice, and that's a big virus sound. Say virus. Virus from the core library. And find one of these big ones. One of these big Berthas or whatever they are. Virus. Yeah. And then I want to filter the crap out of this with a 24 dB filter. And let's go to the filter envelope shape. We gotta zoom out because I'm gonna make this sucker. It's hit lock so that it preserves the other half of the shape. We'll say like this, like this, like this, like this. It's like paint by numbers. And so we can go like this. Then I wanna pick where I want it to start. So it's just gonna come out of the Merc. And I want less velocity. Hear all that brightness? A good test, turn off the filter and you'll hear what brightness is in the sample and how much room you have to play with that you're not getting to. I want to get to that. There's a couple ways to do it. You could modulate here, but I'm still not there, am I? So if you go over here to this page, to the cutoff, it's closer. So let's do this. Let's say modulate this with that same filter envelope. And I'm gonna bring up the intensity so that it gets there faster. And then I'm gonna also modulate the resonance right here with that. And that will get me that brightness that I'm looking for. Hear that? Actually more than what the filter. So now I'm getting into using all the range of this with a 24 dB filter. The architecture of Omnisphere doesn't, with this envelope mod by itself, it won't get there by itself. So you have to use these other places of modulating if you want to get, at least that's what I have found to be the case. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's how I get the sound that I want. I know how to do it that way. So. And let's slow it down just a little bit. Start a little bit lower and then get up to here and then get down to here. And turn that down and combine that with everybody else. And let's see if I did what I heard in my head. if I really wanted to like work the soak strings and make it really like beautifully majestic, bring in an octave with the same filter envelope. So that filter envelope is being used pretty heavily to bring in all sorts of things. Oh, two things. Silly me. Let's unmodulate that and put that back to whatever it's supposed to be. I want to do this to C. I was on A. So don't do what I did. Let's say modulate this with the filter envelope. And we want this to be one octave up. Hear the octave coming in. So it'll keep growing for a long time. Cool. And maybe we want, is this the guy? Let's hold down Shift and hit A. Let's put a delay on him. Let's see what happens if we delay that. Oh, we're on the wrong thing to delay. We want to go to LFO2 and delay it. There. Yeah. So let's save this patch. Pad. What should we name this? Do you guys have any ideas for names? Oh. I'd say minor. Give me some patch name ideas. Let's make them. Nameless. Wow, that's a stretch. Oh, Cinemagic. Tom, I like that. Okay, Cinemagic it is. Like that? How's that? Cinemagic. I'll do Cine, like cinema. Yeah, Cinemagic. Very cool. It's fun collaborating with you guys. Look at this. This is a good time. Interesting. 3-os pad made during the 4/27/19 stream. Ring mod. Jeez. And abuse of the filter, e.g. It's not really abuse, but we're just using it everywhere. And the abundant use, how's that? Because we're not into abuse, are we? Abundant use of the filter, e.g. all over the place makes this, I can spell, very unique. UNIQUE. Thank you, Thom, for coming up with the name. You're immortalized, dude. Now, if we wanted to glue this, we could go over here and let's move these down and make space right here. this is a lovely effect because it can do such a nice delay and wash kind of thing. Let's bring down the depth of the pitch, not quite so strong, but this will glue it together. A little bit less depth. Let me bring this up so you hear what it's doing. Right, slower. But it's doing delays and it's making the delays go in and out of tune. That's why the chorus echo is so cool. It's a chorus inside of a delay. And if you have it by default, it's all over the place. Slow it down. And then less depth, and then bring it into the mix. Let's get it so it's got the cinemagic vibe down low. Cool. Now, since I'd already saved it, all I have to do is go over here and say save patch quick to update that patch so that it's... And I could also try other things. Let's do this. Let's see what happens if we were to change this so it all follows a really fast envelope. Sometimes you can do this to get a bonus patch out of a pad. Now, for me, I kind of like if I had the ring modulator. Let's look at the modulation source for this. Let's mute it. I kind of like that just sitting there. That's too fast. Okay, we'll do it. Go sample, go over here, core library. I say core library because I have Trillion and I have Keyscape installed, and I want to make sure the patches that I release don't use Trillion or Keyscape. So I go core library before I search. That's just what I need to do. So that way I don't. Let's get Fantasia. We gotta have the God of all bells. Right? Well, let's tuck it in there and then let's make it unrecognizable. Let's say quarter notes. Now, how can we make this unrecognizable? God. That's what's so fun with Omnisphere, is there like 500 ways you could unrecognize this. You could shift the samples. That doesn't do so much. Crush. There's the wave shaper, there's ring mod, there's FM. That's unrecognizable, but it's not necessarily that attractive. Okay, FM is not going to do it. Ring. The nice thing with the ring modulator is the depth is actually like a balance. Get it into this kind of weird. My computer loves that. It's like, what are you doing? And let's filter it. What if that speed that we hear? Who's doing that? Let's find out. So we have to hold down shift. Is it A? No. Is it B? Yes. And I believe that's happening from the ring mod, right? Let's randomize that so that it's different speeds each time I play a note. So it's not the same every time. I like that. So let's turn that off. Let's make it less. Now I think B was the other D50 sound, right? So I want to get that attack to stick out a little more. So mod envelope 4. Turn off loop, turn off sync, turn on poly. I'm letting it be really strong because it needs it, I think, with this mix. There. So it has a D50S quality, but I... All right, so what should we name this? Cinemagic should be renamed to what? Let's do this. It will be named save patch as, this is Synth instead of Pad because it's useful for synth stuff. In Synth Cinemagic Attacker. Attacker, there. And we got to put this into the right category of synth poly. Aggressive, airy, fizzy, complex motion in there for sure. There's some evolving going on. There's LFOs in there. Kind of percussive. It's lost its atmosphere. So interesting oscillator synth. made during the ring. D50 Fantasia added and messed up for new unique synth vibe. All right. Oh, and we forgot the version. Yeah, let's see, 2.6. Save. So as you can see, it's really fun, and that's 4, right? That's 4 now, but we got to make one more because the 2 for 1 bonus, that's like, 1.5 patch. So let's do another ARP, and let's think retro. Well, here, you guys tell me, what should I make? There's like a whole bunch of you guys watching. Somebody pop up and say, what should I make? If like the part from a song or what type of vibe? What should we make for the last patch in this live stream? The last live stream for a couple of weeks. Can you envelope depth settings? Yes. Yeah, depth is easy to be enveloped. A reverse kind of sound. Reverse and ARP. See what else you guys say. Dark side squelches. Well, let's do this. Let's start from complete init. Nothing up my sleeves. See, nothing here, nothing here. Miami Vice tune, Jan Hammers. Or Berlin style. Oh, you guys have got some good ideas. Wow. We'll just do a live stream sometime. You guys just throw out, do this, and I'll say, Berlin style. Okay, we'll go there. But let's do a reverse cinematic thing. Something that's in the Signs of Life vibe, but has reverse to it. That'd be kind of cool. And ARPs. So we want it to be like doing tricky sample starts, things of that nature. How's that? So let's go to the library. If you reverse sound effects, you're really not going to be able to tell that much. Although, let's play with these. We have airplane landing. Right? And if you if you randomize this, because it's an airplane, if you look at the envelope on the granular page, you can see it's got the fade in for the airplane landing, and then there's actually an afterburn that's... So by having randomized on the sample start, yeah, that's cinematic. We might make this totally like weird atonal. Now that I'm thinking about this kind of thing, it's kind of fun. So let's go back to sharing, to Signs of Life. The full library, no D50s found in here. Because wormhole, if we turn off the ARP and everything, it's this ring modulated weird. Sounds cool. And then we'd want to have like a synth waveform. So it's an airplane landing in there, and I want that to get more attacky. So I want more punch to it, so we're gonna use a compressor, and we're gonna compress the crap out of it. So bring up the threshold. Seems a little better. It's tricky since it's a sustaining sound like this. See how it just kind of sits there without the compressor, and with the compressor I have it just, it has more of a curve to it and a shape with it set. Now we need reverse. Let's go samples. Let's say sharing. Cool vibe. Let's randomize this. And let's go through different samples. Reversed monkeys from Costa Rica for part D. I kind of like where this is. Let's go to the effects racks, to the mixes. Dance hard, dark verb. I'm going to take and I'm going to copy this effect and turn it off. And then I'm going to go to the auxiliary bus and paste that effect. So I like that reverb. I just don't want it all the time. I want it to be available right here on this slider. Modulate this with the wheel, which actually will probably go to 67 for the soft pedal. But let's... Good Lord. I'll start it with that. Let's find more ways to mess up the wormhole. Let's do this. Let's modulate this in LFO. Let's try to sync it. See if this can make a cool pattern. Try some different waves. Let's slow it down. Maybe to 4. I wanted this to be added. A lot of times when programming, I will do something really extreme so I hear it. To go, okay, that's the effect I want, that's the range I want. Then when I have it about where it's going where I want, I'm gonna bring down the depth. So it becomes an element. And then this is something I can modulate on the mod wheel. And at the same time, I could do tricky things, like I could go over here to that LFO. That's doing, let's see, LFO1. So just go to LFO1 rate and put that on the wheel. Not quite doing what I expect. Let's see here. Show the depth here. Let's have it also do frequency, modulate frequency so that everything's going up. So I can make it be this aggressive thing if I want. And this, I want to be more like a drum. So I'm gonna put a pitch EG on it. On envelope 3. Oh wait, no, it's gotta be polyphonic. Let's try 4. Now, since I'm doing this, I want it to be more like a drum, so I'm gonna add an extra segment and give it a bigger size of attack shape. There we go. And then let's randomize this pitch. There. That gives it a little bit more in continuity. Now, we definitely need to add something. It just goes away, right? I got 4 minutes. Let's see, like that, like that. Let's have just a reverb that's gonna be a little environmental. Let's see, bring down the high end, bring up the density. I can bring it down. Cool. Part with granular, I wish I could. Because I'm streaming and live streaming, if I turn on granular, it's not pretty. Now, I want to go over to part 4, show. I'm going to bring down the pitch depth. If I have to turn on granular, even with just, you know, we'll try it until I get in trouble. Let's do some pitch grains in here. See if we go to position. Let's randomize that. That's cool. So this with the granular, check this out. Now this is another one where I get to use, in fact, I'm gonna do a trick. If you noticed on the drums, I have modulation, random 3, right? So I want that same randomizing value. If I said randomize again, it would choose randomize 4, because there's 4 different randomizers. I want them all to use the same. So right click, modulate, find random in the list, and number 3. So now it's the same. I don't think I have to turn these 2 off. Now they're like one drum. So D is now an element of A. And then I can go to D. There. How's that? And I have the name for it. I don't need to ask anybody for it because I know what this is. BPM ARP. The Unsettled. Signs of Life. And I haven't even got all the module stuff set up, so we got a long ways to go still. But type, this is at BPM ARP. They need cinematic, don't they? It's a combo because it's doing stuff. Perk synthetic. Mood. Kind of dark, disturbing, dramatic. Especially with what we're going to do on the mod wheel. I mean, my goodness. Wait till you see there. Intense. Powerful. And it's kind of ironic. I'm going to see Avengers Endgame tonight. So let's see. You could use this. I hate this genre thing. Sorry, but I would check every genre because somebody could play this and use it in a hip hop track. I mean, if you wanted to, it helps sometimes with some patches, I know, and stuff like that. But you know, pop, rock. I could turn that into a rock song in 5 seconds, you know. Complexity, more complex, level 2. Complexity, by the way, means how complex, how much is it going to take up of your mix? How complex is the frequency's footprint? It's complex. There's everywhere, right? And that's me, Plugin Guru. Signs of Life. Oh. www.pluginguru.com. Epic. Powerful cinematic ARP patch made during the 4/27/19 live stream event. I'll fill out more details, but we got a little more work to do. We're not done, dudes. My computer is just, I don't know if you can hear the audio breakups, but I hear them every now and then. It's okay, so we have to get this so that when you bring that mod wheel up, it's like the flame of God, right? So we're gonna use the flame distortion. Let's find a... There. Yeah, well, maybe a little more. There, yeah, melt. So you bring the gain down now. And I'm gonna keep this distortion on it. Here's without it. It doesn't take much of this, right? So modulate this with the mod wheel and we're gonna tame it down. For when the Mad Toms need to solo. And then on top of that, we're gonna have wormhole go wormholey. So let's find another distortion. That matches it. Now, do I want the distortion to hit all frequencies? Kind of cool. So let's bring this down, modulate this with the wheel, and modulate this in filter, the output filter, with the wheel all the way. So because there's so much going on, we're gonna have to bring this down, modulate with the wheel inverted so it will get softer. Same with A. It's just a little bit too loud. So modulate with the wheel, inverted. You can do all sorts of stuff like this to taper. I want B to not get quite so soft. So let's go show modulation to this. That's cool. Cool. And this is one of those where you could turn off the D elements. So there's a bonus patch hiding inside of. So let's save this. And let's get this bonus patch done. And then I'm out of here. I love that right in there. So let's say save patch as BPM, the unsettled darkly. I like to use that word for things that are similar, but and I'll finalize all that stuff. And I think I want this to do chord. So let's try this. Let's go chord. Nope. But let's say random. I'm going to use the shift and shorten these guys. And I want to get more attack, so I have all this hiding right in here, right? And this is kind of a weird trick because it does it to everything. But let's try to modulate this with the filter EG. Or we could use EG4, which is snappy. And it's doing a drum shape. Let's go over here. Let's make it be less of a drum shape, more plucky. And it needs to go up an octave. So go manual and up octave. Cool, I like that. Now I want to filter it because of my wonderful 64 audio in-ear monitors. I love these things to death. I can hear all the frequencies so clearly. I might. That's good. I might actually do another. That didn't make any difference. It's at max value. Maybe we'll say filter EG. But who's filter EG, right? So let's play around. It's not that one. Oh, there it is. Kind of fun to do this distortion. I'll have to clean that up some. It's not done, but see if we put D in there. I like that. Cool. Save that right there. So we have both the regular unsettled and then darkly. want it to be darker still. So I might need actually a little EQ. To sit right there in that dark spot. Hear that? Cool. So let's see, we made that's 2. We did Can I Jam With You? We did spectral dialysis. And Cinemagic. Very productive, guys. And Cinemagic Attacker. Which kills my computer. So, good job. We did 6 patches. That's better than I expected. So, on the way out the door, we got a... Yeah. I'm just gonna keep that playing. That's fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let's do our final shout outs. Oh, good. Glad you guys like this. I was ready for, like, let's go deep. Thank you for your support. If you appreciate these lessons, if you like, I mean, I'm sharing everything in my brain, including drums that won't stop. I love to share this stuff. And if you appreciate, please go to the website, buy a library, help me pay my bills and everything that I need to take care of in the financial domain. That is always scary to me, but I appreciate your support always. And shout outs from somewhere out there. Shout out from PDX. And I will see you guys. Is May. The next live stream will be oh wow, May 18th. So that's 3 weeks. Well, let's see. Let's go back here. 1, 2, yeah, 3 weeks from now. So Neptune. Wow. Yeah, so on the 18th will be the next live stream, and I will be able to show you the Plugin Guru plugin and talk to you about it and get excited. But it's gonna be really cool. So shout outs from Neptune. I like Denmark, Bavaria, Thailand. Coxa, good to see you. Saxon, Germany. Great, Andre, good to see you guys. MJ, Big E in the house. Right on, my friend. Good to see all of you. It was really fun. Tim Dale, be well, my friend. I can't wait to see. I'm going to be meeting Tim Dale, Bernie. There's Shane. Shout out from Kingston, where it's cold and Skippy's elves are working hard. Yes, Master Shane Doon, the elf worker. Yeah, so I'll be seeing Tim and Bernie and some other people. Fred, if you're in Europe and you're going to Super Booth, make sure that you come by. I'll be at the Uhi booth, about 1700 or 5 p.m., depending on what your clock time stuff is, in Germany at Super Booth. And I'll be rocking around the show. I can't wait. I went to Berlin a couple months ago, but I haven't been to Super Booth. So this will be really fun. It'll be a good time. So wow, it's cool. There's a whole bunch of you guys still watching. How awesome. Cheers. Yes. See you, Hersey. We'll see you with Combined Super Booth. Hope to see you. Hope to see everybody. And thank you as always for your support and for hanging out. And take these lessons. I hope you learn some stuff from them. Think about programming in different ways. It's always fun to, you know, remember this. All you do is you move something and you go, oh, that's cool. And then you use a modulation source to modulate that destination. That destination is whatever slider you move that did something cool. It's not that complicated. It seems like a lot to a lot of people, but that's the basics of it. And just learning what things do is just by experience and practice. So buy this library when it's out, and then repeat these steps and make these patches, and you'll be or just use whatever sounds you've got. You can still, it'll be different than this, but you know, okay. So I'll see you later. Be well. Cheers. Bye for now. Bye. See you on the 18th. Wow, that's a long time away.